Rob, you mentioned earlier, the #1 tight end in the portal came from Purdue. The other guys, who's going to make a play on 3rd down to help Julian say who's going to make a play in the red zone?
Maybe I'm a homer. Maybe I'm just a running back opinion, but it will be these running backs. I say it's the running game. Brady mocks me and laughs and says no.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
How
do you settle in your running back? How do you settle in your young quarterback? By running the ball. Mark my words. Whoever wins this game wins the run game battle because you physically impose your will on your opponent. Whoever wins this game will win the running game.
I agree with you.
Yes, sir.
That's what happened last time around. No one's disagreeing with that. It's like a total football.
I love you. When we landed in Columbus, the Buckeyes were the favorites. When we woke up this morning, Texas is now the betting favorite. Bear, how do you see this one playing out?
These are 2 playoff teams. They could play 10 times and both will win 5. I ultimately think Ohio State will emerge victorious. 24-21 Ohio State. I think the uncertainty that maybe Ohio State has the coordinator positions, Texas really not having an idea of what to expect. Maybe we see a slow starting game early on. Buckeyes by a field goal. First 2 meetings this year.
I see a low-scoring game. I see quarterbacks getting settled in, 2 good defenses. However, I see Ohio State pull away 28-24, Buckeyes.
We haven't talked a lot about Texas's defense. I think it's going to be, when it's all said and done, maybe the best defense in the country. Colin Simmons, Anthony Hill Jr., Michael Tapp in the backfield. I think ultimately that is the difference in this game. I got the Longhorns beating them.
Wow.
27-21. I think it's a slow burn, 27-21 Texas.
Hey, top 3 matchup to start the year. This is what we want.
Hell
Big
yeah.
Noon back. We in the horseshoe, defending national champions against the #1 Texas Longhorns. It's going to be a big-time game. It's going to be a big-time matchup. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got the Longhorns today.
Wow.
24-23 in a tight game.
So I just talked about the trenches, and both offensive line have new starters on each side, so they're going to have to deal with a lot of the defensive looks they're going to see and how they gel together. I think Ohio State is better suited to deal with all of this, and the last thing I'll just say is this crowd, this environment. This is a tough place to be able to play, communicate. I think Ohio State edges out Texas, low-scoring game, 21-17.
Let's talk about the environment. Coach, you've been here for some big games. You've been here as a defending national champion. What has today, what have the last couple of days felt like in Columbus and right now inside the gym?
Incredible, but I'm going to take you in the locker room right now. There's no pregame speech. It's all about do your job. Calm down, man. There's no, I hear people say, what's a pregame speech like? In a game like this, do your job, man. Stick together. It's going to be a freaking street fight. Do your job.
For both those quarterbacks, you've got to weather the storm. There's going to be some bad plays early. They've got to figure out a way to calm down, overcome that, short-term memory, move on to the next series, the next play. That's going to be pivotal for both these quarterbacks.
Matt, you feel this Texas team is built for a national title?
Texas is winning. We're going to find out. I mean, we talked about Sark earlier. They certainly have the talented roster.
How that audio sound? Is it loud enough? Too low still? Archie only played like 1 or 2 games last season though. Archie only played one or two games. I think more reps is more reps. Okay. Yeah, 2 games. Okay, I'll give him that. He got 2 games over. I'll give him that. But the light on him. The light wasn't on him last season. The light on him. The light on him. The light is on him. See, last season we played them like 2 games. I think the what was the Ennis went down. I think it was Ennis. I think that's his name. But he was playing trash anyway.
It's finally here. 2 blue bloods. Number
Ohio
1
State winning.
and the defending champs.
28-35 Ohio State.
Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Connecting changes everything. From the legendary horseshoe here in Columbus.
Especially in basketball.
Folks, we've got one as the #1 team in the nation comes into town, Texas, to take on the world-famous national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback, Joel Klatt. Good, googly, moogly, as Grover Wild would say. We got a great one. Reigning national champions. Ohio State with the two best players in the nation. Jeremiah Smith on offense, Caleb Downs on defense, taking on Texas. Arch Manning making his official debut as the starting quarterback of the University of Texas, a generational talent. Partner, this is a gift from the football gods. Take me away.
We have been waiting for today all offseason long, and it's finally here. In the college football world, we've also been waiting for Arch Manning. We've been waiting for this kid to be the starting quarterback at Texas because he's been patient, and he's been waiting for 2 years behind Quinn Ewers. And the expectations could not be any higher. They say everything's bigger in Texas. Well, the expectations for Arch Manning are bigger. Preseason favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Because my question for Arch Manning is, will he handle this pressure with the same poise and performance of the Mannings before him? We find out today, right here in the Horseshoe. Against what is an incredible team led by their own young quarterback making his first start. Now, I would make the argument, Gus, that the most pressure-packed positions in college football, the quarterback at Texas and the quarterback at Ohio State. Now, Julian Sayin steps into those giant shoes here at the Shoe, but he doesn't have to be great. Why? Because he can rely on the greatness around him. That's right, Jeremiah Smith, that guy you mentioned, Gus, best player in college football, will be on the outside, and defensively, Caleb Downs, All-American each of his last 2 seasons, once at Alabama, last year at Ohio State. This one will be a game we will remember the rest of the season. It will define the season in many ways, and we get it kicked off right now.
All right, time now to join another phenom on the sidelines today, as always. Let's go downstairs to the AAG, the All-American girl, Jenny Tabb.
Gus, thank you. Well, Coach, it doesn't get much bigger than this to start the season. You've been telling your players no expectations other than to win. How'd you get the win today?
Well, we got to play a clean first half. A lot of guys doing it for the first time today, but they're ready. We play really, really hard, come in at halftime, figure it out, and go get the game in the second half and win it there.
Good luck. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Now over to Tom Rinaldi.
Jenny, thank you very much. Alongside Steve Sarkisian. Sark, you've said all along you believe Arch Manning is ready. What do you need to see from him initially to show you that's true?
Just go be himself. You know, he's in a great space. Feels good. Let him go let it rip.
Yep, man, listen.
Go get him.
You can train all you want.
All right, thank you very much. What a perfect day for football, folks.
Man,
everything just lining up. 70 degrees, zero humidity, sunny here in Columbus, Ohio.
That's different. It's different. The lights, it's different when you training. So when you actually get
Buckeyes
in there,
Buckeyes won the toss, deferred. Texas will get the ball first. The last time they met, the college football playoff semifinal at the Cotton Bowl, where Ohio State prevailed 28-14. Quinshon Judkins.
I thought you third. Hold on, I think I gotta switch the. Hold on, I gotta switch the program. Get the game kicked off. Hold on, give me a high second. Man, it'd be different, man. When you in that microwave, it's different. Alright, there you go. She got drunk. That old Miss Vaughn, what's the word? It's starting to get drunk. Come on. Now first day back and it's already trying to sell me.
Understanding.
Bro, this. Oh yeah, they finna. They don't want me to be great. What's going on?
Look, let's.
Like, it's got shit popping up. It ain't never popped up before. Like, what's going? Let me start it all the way over. Do it like that. We missing some action and some more. Here we go. Shit, I can retard it. Let's close that window out. There we go. Thank you. I'm about to say. Alright, now this shit, but come on, stop selling me. Why is it doing this? It don't never do this weird shit. Like, I know what I can do.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, no first down. You know, Gus, I think what's interesting is watching this offense. This is a very different offense than Quinn Ewers. There you see the movement early. Quinn Ewers had a great quick release, you know, kind of like Tua Tagovailoa. So there were a lot of run-pass option plays with the throws going over the middle of the field. This is a more traditional offense, moving the pocket for the quarterback, drop-back pass, setting Manning back in the pocket, letting him control the game. Already a difference from what we saw from Texas a year ago.
So that'll make it first down at 15 at the 44. Baxter again straight ahead with the crease, but he's gobbled up quickly. Edric Houston, who they're very high on. He's long, quick, former defensive end, makes a tackle for a 2-yard gain.
And the new defensive coordinator here at Ohio State. Yep, that's Matt Patricia coming back to the college ranks. It's been 20 years since he's coached in college. He's been in the National Football League so many years with the New England Patriots, winning Super Bowls there with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. He's with the Eagles, the head coach of the Lions, and now the coordinator here for the Buckeyes, replacing Jim Knowles.
Second down and 13 at the 46. Again, Baxter churning those legs. That knee, they say, is good. He gains 5.
No, that's too far up. This isn't working. DeVito, you're in.
Tommy DeVito, backup Nate.
If only there were backups in real life.
Hey guys, follow me on this one.
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
See? Now that's a smile. Okay, now everybody look at DeVito on this one.
At Burger King, we don't listen to celebrities. We listen to you. Your next creation is here. The Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond. With airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life.
I'm the Modelo recruiter, and I'm always scouting for full-time fans. Check out this year's recruits. The team transfer, married into the team, but acts like he's married to the team. The playmaker can get the ball through the uprights without setting foot on a field. The early season hopeful.
I forgot when they doing them. We gotta turn it off when they doing them. But when they come off that, we gonna bring it back up. Right there.
Of insurance, home, and auto coverage you can count on. And by AT&T Business, connecting changes everything. Time for today's game flow, sponsored by Progressive. Ohio Stadium, also known as the Shoe here in Columbus. The first game played here was in 1922. This is the 104th year of football here at Ohio State. Julian Sayin makes his debut as a starter for the Buckeyes.
I think what's lost in the lead-up is that Julian Sayin was also a number one quarterback in his recruiting class the year after Arch Manning, and he waited last year behind Will Howard, and now Julian Sayin has the keys to the car here for the Buckeyes.
First down and 10 at the 42. They say Sayin can really spin the football, folks, and they will hand it off. C.J. Donaldson, the West Virginia transfer, Gilbo with the tackle.
Yep. Much like Texas, rebuilt up front, Gus, the offensive line, and they really love what Austin Sareveld has done in the offseason. And then on the outside, this is as talented a group of skill position players as you'll find. And Jeremiah Smith is a guy that has to touch the ball early and often. He only had one catch for 3 yards in their last matchup against Texas in the semifinal a year ago. That has to change. If they double cover him, they'll watch out for Carnell Tate.
Second down and 8 at the 44. Running it again. Donaldson powered
Texas
back.
not gonna be
He's got
ready,
great
bro.
size.
I'm telling you, Texas don't got a chance,
232. Stop by.
They got a chance, but
this
it's gonna be
defense,
like,
they've got a bunch of transfers, 5 of them at defensive tackle. They're going to rotate all of them, but they've got stars at every level. Colin Simmons at edge, Anthony Hill at linebacker, and Michael Taft. All of them preseason All-Americans. This secondary is terrific, but I'm watching Colin Simmons, this defensive end. He was a specialty downs pass rusher a year ago. Now we'll see what he does on every down, in particular against the run. Ohio State 2 straight runs to start the game.
Third down and 1 at the 49. Straight ahead, and the Buckeyes won't get it. How about this? Both defenses stout play early. And that'll bring up 4th down and 1.
And stout play from the question mark of each of these defenses, which is the interior of their defensive line. And they do a great job there getting inside of the offensive line, pushing that line back. And now Ohio State will stay on the field. Gus, they'll go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and 1, go for that.
From the 49.
I could pass on outside.
Donaldson right next to Sayin. Play fake. Sayin. He'll throw it. Underneath. Caught. Oh, incomplete.
He dropped it.
On the sideline, Max Clare had it. Just couldn't hold on. And the Buckeyes turn it over on downs at midfield.
What an aggressive play call here from Ohio State. Giving Sayin the opportunity to throw it on 4th down, and he had him. He had his guy, the tight end transfer for Purdue, Max Clare, who just couldn't haul it in. And Texas turns them away. Their offense back on the field when we come back.
And Doug.
Imagine if we could tell everyone here that Liberty Mutual customizes.
He gotta catch that. He gotta catch that. There's no way you don't catch that. There's no way you don't catch that. He gotta catch that. Wow. That is crazy. hitting right in the numbers. Right, well, not in the numbers, but it's face mask area. Gotta catch that. That's automatic first. And that was an easy first at that. Easy. That was an easy first that he just dropped. That's crazy. We on intermission. They switching. Texas just got the ball back, so we waiting on them to get back on the field. When they get back on the field, we're gonna bring everything back up. We're gonna bring everything back up. You know, so we ain't gonna get them boys free promo. We're gonna wait till these commercials get off. Let's see. This is the day join for us. Web capture. There we go.
Forward on 4th down here in the first quarter and coming up short, but Ohio State had an opportunity. This was the 4th down call, a play action pass. Watch Jeremiah Smith. He's open. That ball needs to go from Julian Sayin to Jeremiah Smith. You can see the frustration. Ryan Day on the sideline telling his young quarterback, hey, man, when we dial it up to number 4, that ball has got to go in his direction.
First down and 10 from the 49 for Texas. Wisner up the middle. He'll pick up a few. 4-yard gain. Caden Curry with the tackle.
Don't you get the sense here that both of these play callers, both of these offensive lines testing these new defensive lines of each opponent. Texas running it straight at the Buckeyes.
2nd and 6 at the 47. Another handoff. Wisner jitterbugging. Tried to find Reese, and he'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Arvell Reese, the junior from Cleveland. They love his aggressiveness.
They really do, and this is a guy that is very physical. I think as a tandem, Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese might be the best tandem linebacker crew in the country. And then, of course, Downs behind them at safety. Another big 3rd down here. Again, let's watch for the pressure. They were so good at defensive end a year ago. How are these ends rushing for the Buckeyes?
3rd down and 6 at the 47-yard line. And some movement on the Texas offensive line. That's the right tackle, Brandon Baker.
Ohio's supposed to be going up right now and scoring 7.
Young player getting his first real action. He's a star in the making, though, folks. This guy will be an early round draft pick in the coming years. But Brandon Baker, just a true sophomore. He's 6'4". He's 308 pounds trying to deal with this crowd noise.
4 new starters on the Texas offensive line. 3rd down and 11 at the 48. Manning's going to have to let this one fly. Manning off his back foot, checks it down to the sideline. Ohio State.
Get him down.
Baxter wrestled down.
There you go.
Inside Ohio State territory.
These quick 4 plays is crazy. That's back-to-back drives quick.
Jackson Jr. stops
4 plays quick.
And that'll bring on the punt team.
Really good coverage deep. Manning wanted to go deep down the left side, but the coverage was there, and he had to just dump it down to the back out of the backfield. And good pursuit from that Ohio State defense to get up there, make the tackle, and force the kick.
Jack Bouwmeester, the Australian, will send it away, standing at his own 39. First punt of the game for either team. And it's fair caught at the 7. Jeremiah Smith back on the field. You get the feeling they're going to throw it to him this time. Back to the shoe after this.
Y'all just got off there like. Hold on. When they do that intermission right there, we gotta get them off the screen. Can't get them no freebies. No freebies. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to TikTok. Turn that shit. Hold on. Tickety top. There they go. There go TikTok rolling in. TikTok rolling in. Who y'all got in the chat? Texas or Ohio, man? Who y'all going for? Texas or Ohio? Another one by the dash. I guess it's birthday joyful. There we go.
6 college football challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now. Enter for free. Shot to win 5,000 big ones, cash prizes. See the Fox Sports app for details. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Tabb, Tom Rinaldi with you. Julian Sayin missed Jeremiah Smith that last time out. Got a feeling they're really going to go to him now. Second offensive possession for the Buckeyes. First down and 10 at their own 8.
Here we go.
And they'll hand it off. James Peoples this time. Sophomore from San Antonio, Texas. Stop by Book.
Both of these offenses playing a bit conservative here, testing out the defensive lines, and this was to be anticipated here with young quarterbacks making starts, trying to rebuild offensive lines and defensive lines early in the season. You get the sense that these two defenses will both be elite, Gus, and right now it's every team in the country, really. The defenses are ahead of the offenses early in the year, and we're seeing that play out here in the first quarter.
After a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 from the 9. Saying out wide, Smith breaks a tackle.
There you go.
Makes a few people miss.
Give him the ball.
And he'll get up the field for a gain of 6.
Now, big 3rd down on the Ohio State side. And just like you were mentioning before the series, they weren't going to go 2 series without letting 4 touch the football. Design screen on the outside, trying to make it a more manageable 3rd down, which he's able to do here at 3rd and 3, Gus.
Third and 3. From the 15. Donaldson in the backfield. Now motions out. Empty for Sayin. Julian Sayin. With time underneath, throws a strike. First down.
There.
Ohio State. Max Clare. The Purdue
There you
transfer.
go.
A gain of 11.
Makes up for that drop on that first series on 4th down. So he's going to come here as Smith's trying to basically clear out. And look at the attention they're paying Smith. Colin Simmons, the great pass rushing defensive end, immediately jumps out of that line of scrimmage to bump Smith, who was lined up as the number 2 wide receiver in the slot. And they were able to get to the tight end, Clare, for the first down.
51 catches for close to 700 yards and 4 touchdowns at Purdue last year. Saying quick strike.
Oh, come
Smith
on. You come on.
takes his eyes off of it
Hold
for a second.
Y'all
Drops the
not
football.
trying to catch the ball.
Nerves for everybody here on the opening week. This is a ball that you don't normally see Smith drop. In fact, we went and watched him practice. First thing we saw when we walked into the building, they chucked it downfield to him, and he just reached out and grabbed it one-handed. And Julian saying, he's like, whoa, I haven't seen that much in practice.
Makes a 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Peoples this time. Oh, he's ambushed behind the line of scrimmage. They wrapped him up quickly. Gang tackling LaFau. First man to him. That's a loss of 1.
Boy, I tell you, LaFau was in there quickly. Good speed from that linebacker position. He doesn't get a lot of the credit in that linebacker core because of Anthony Hill, who's a preseason All-American, but LaFau playing really well early in this game against the run. Good speed there, triggering to get a tackle for loss.
Junior from Hawaii. 3rd down and 11 at the 25. Donaldson back in the game and running back. Sayin under pressure. Got it away, and another drop by the Buckeyes. Another drop by Jeremiah Smith.
That's crazy.
And that brings up 4th down and 11.
It's the lights too bright.
To send it away.
And how about the speed here from Simmons? They're going to leave him unblocked on the screen, and watch how quickly he's in the face of the young quarterback. Sayin barely gets this ball away, hits the turf after he releases it, and then on the outside, again, the uncharacteristic 2nd drop of the game of the series for Jeremiah Smith, and they'll punt it away.
That's crazy.
Ryan Niblett, the deep man. Joe McGuire takes a step, boots it, and the ball takes an Ohio State bounce and dies around the 25. 50-yard punt. Here comes Arch. He's got legs as well as a cannon. Back on the field after this.
Back on the field after this. Who y'all got winning, chat? Chat, who y'all got winning? When they go in the mission, we take it out, you know. When they get back on the field, we bring it back up. When they the big O, yeah, that's who I got winning. I got Ohio. I don't think Art's gonna be able to pull it off. He only threw like 1 pass so far, and this they third drive, fourth drive. They done had 2-4 plays and get out of there. It's third drive. It's their third drive. They've been heavy on the run. Both teams kind of been heavy on the run, but it ain't been going nowhere. It's been going nowhere at all. You don't really watch college for real. I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm a Steelers fan, man. I'm a Steelers fan. One of the greatest teams of all time. There's not too many teams better than us. Dallas. Man, get out of here, dude. A Dallas fan? Get out of here, dude. How you feel about that Micah? Your boy Micah gone. He gone up out of there. They got him right up out of there. How you feel about that? He's hurt. Man. That's somebody like that you can't just let walk.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. All aboard! It's time to get on the hype train. We've got the biggest Week 1 college football game of all time, featuring the two best players in college football, and they're both Buckeyes. But the Heisman favorite is a Longhorn, and this is his first season as the starting quarterback, Arch Manning. First down and 10 at the 25 for Texas.
That's what I'm saying. The light's too bright, bro.
Baxter, long setback, play fake. Manning sets on his back foot, all day to throw. Over the middle, a little high, and incomplete. Injuries, the intended receiver, the tight end.
Injuries is a transfer from Cal. Really complete player. A guy that was very good for Cal in his career. There for the Bears, 91 catches, over 1,000 yards. So they're hoping that he can come in and solidify that tight end group. Both of these teams, they have targeted transfers. They don't rebuild in the transfer portal, but where they need someone to come in and fix a hole, they go out and try to get a good player.
Second down and 10. Texas staying on the ground as Baxter is brought down by Bo Atkinson. A 2-yard gain.
Well, I'm so impressed with both of these rebuilt defensive lines that we see for Texas and for Ohio State. They've been able to hold up against the run. Granted, we're still in the first quarter. So as an offensive coach would say, well, we're just going to keep grinding away and handing the football off and see where we're at in the fourth.
Big third down coming up now for Texas. They need 8 at the 27. Manning steps up in the pocket, makes a move, and he'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Ohio State
another 4 plays and out.
There to finish off the play.
I just talked about those targeted transfers, and now you're going to get that pressure from a guy that came in the transfer portal, Bo Atkinson from North Carolina. Good pressure right there from 14, and he's able to just flush Manning from the pocket, who's got to hold on to that football as he gets hit from both sides. And how about Matt Patricia in his first quarter as the Buckeyes defensive coordinator? Very happy with what he's seen from those red jerseys out on the field.
Now Jeremiah Smith lines up as a return man for Ohio State. He's at the 25. Bo Meester sends it away. Smith with the fair catch at the 20. A 53-yard punt. Tonight on Baseball Night in America, Cal Raleigh, who may have one of the greatest nicknames of all time, the Big Dumper. I think that's what they call him. And the Mariners take on the Guardians of the Tigers. My Tigers continue their fight for the AL Central against the Royals or Orioles Giants. Check your local listings for the game in your area tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Wait, why'd you look over here? You looked at me. The big dumper. That was so good, man. That was so good.
I don't know how he got that one, but hey, we're going to leave that one alone.
When you're a power-hitting catcher, maybe that's it.
Maybe
that's what we'll go with, right?
He's squatting a lot.
Oh, man.
First down at 10 of the 20. There's Smith. Lines up at receiver on the near side. They hand it off to Peoples. And it's a gain of 3. Let's go downstairs to the AAG.
Well, Gus, how about this? First thing, Jeremiah Smith, when he came off the field, he changed out his gloves. Those were not working. Keep in mind, Jeremiah Smith told me at practice earlier this week, this game against Texas has been one he's been thinking about. The way they took him out of the game last year, he said, I've been watching a lot of film. I feel confident. Trust me, it's been circled on my calendar for a long time.
All right, Jenny, thank you. 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line. Sand over the middle. Nice completion. Jeremiah Smith breaks a tackle. And he'll pick up 16.
This is a great tell for Ohio State. When they have Smith right, well, there's a motion man. That's going to be clear, but Smith is just inside of him. When that motion man goes outside, what it does is it changes the coverage, and now a linebacker or safety has to cover Smith. So when they motion from inside the formation, outside of Jeremiah Smith, it becomes tougher to defend him, and they can target him. And then those gloves, Gus, they seem to be working just fine, the new ones that Jenny told us about.
Whatever makes him feel better. How about that? Here's a handoff. And that 16-yard completion, longest gain of the day.
Well, and now start to think about these formations and play calls. They got a new play caller here at Ohio State. Chip Kelly, gone to the National Football League. Called the plays a year ago. That's Brian Hartline. Has been here for a long time. Great recruiter and great wide receiver coach. And he steps into the seat to call the plays for Ryan Day.
Long-time NFL player as well as a wide receiver. 2nd and 5 at the 44. 4 seconds on the play clock. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. And a very interesting quarter, dominated by defenses. No score.
To the O. To the O.
I'm not really one for the spotlight.
Took it to the O. To the Oski. Second quarter, 0-0. Who would have thought it would have been 0-0 first quarter? It's crazy. I think they was trying to run it too much. And then they can't pick up a first down. Texas cannot pick up a first down at all. They got to get better. Got to be better. If you want to beat Ohio State, you got to get first downs. I don't think they got one first down yet. It's been 4 and out. And then Ohio State, they just keep dropping wide open passes. That could be trying to go up 14-0 right now. 14 Nathaniel. fault. Let's see.
Is sponsored by AT&T Business. Connecting changes everything. The stars of the national championship team returned today. They got the week off. Next week, the NFL will start as they unveiled JT Tuimoloau, Travion Henderson with New England, second-round pick. Will Howard made the Steelers. So much support here with this program.
How about the draft that they had? 7 players in the first 45 picks.
4 first-round picks, 14 players overall selected in the NFL draft from Ohio State. 2nd and 5 at the 44. Here's the handoff. Peoples makes people miss, picks up a first down. Some hard running by James Peoples.
You know, Texas was just barely outmatched. They had 12 players drafted. And Gus, I was talking to Sark on the field before the game, and we were talking about that, and he said, you know what's the most amazing part is that we both reload, and we're 1-3 in the country after all of those players are going to go play on Sundays. And he's exactly right. What Sark has done at Texas, what Ryan Day has done at Ohio State, it's remarkable. Building these programs into the preeminent programs, not only in their conferences, but really in the country as well.
First down and 10 at midfield. Sayin with time. Near side. Ball caught.
There you go.
And this time, it's Christensen. It's Christian, excuse me, with the reception.
You know, Sayin's been accurate, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Even the incompletions, they've all been drops. 2 by Smith, 1 from Claire on 4th down. So the young quarterback, number 10, Julian Sayin, again, the overlooked quarterback in this game. Number 1 recruit the year after Arch Manning at the quarterback position. He's come in and he has played well so far. They've run the ball. They've tried to establish themselves on the ground, and here they are across the 50 in a nothing game.
Sayin from Carlsbad, California. That's near San Diego. Play action fake. Sets up deep. Slings it. Incomplete.
It's been crazy.
Jeremiah Smith the target. But that one's broken up at the last minute.
I think that was 29, Grayson Littleton. How about this guy? He's just a true freshman. He's running across the field with number 4. Ohio State trying to say he got there a little bit early. Maybe, I don't know. That's a tough one to call right there. But this Littleton, I tell you, he's going to be a really good player. This coaching staff very excited about number 29.
I think, to you
even
true.
to the point where they're fine having him over the top of number 4, Jeremiah Smith, covering him across the field.
Littleton from Tampa, Florida. 3rd down and 4. True freshman at the 44. Sayin lobs it up top.
Oh!
Incomplete over the shoulder grab. Littleton in coverage.
Son got in his eye.
Ennis, the target. And
the ball.
Hero Canoe, the former Buckeye for Texas, was pressuring Julian Sayin.
Well, we're starting to see why the coaches love number 29, right? You start making plays like that. There is a flag on the field, and it is in the backfield.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense.
Oh! Bang, bang.
Automatic first down.
Automatic.
Philip Daniels, number 70. His helmet popped off, and he started jogging off to the sideline. But if it comes off your head because of a penalty, then you can stay in the game. So not only does Daniels stay in the game, but they get the free first down after those 2 nice plays from Littleton. Hand up in the face from Colin Simmons. That's a huge penalty, and it gives the Buckeyes a bit of new life on this series.
Let's move them.
So a first down from the Texas 29. for Ohio State. C.J. Donaldson, the pistol back. They give it to him, and he's lucky to get across the line of scrimmage.
It's tough.
A gain of 1.
I'll tell you, they are. They are really trying to run this football between the tackles, aren't they?
Well, Mark Ingram said
15 to 16 yards total combined
is going to win this game, and Coach Meyer during the pregame show also said,
people's gotta
you don't want your quarterback
so
in the first or even in the second quarter throwing that ball over the middle, because if it's high, it could be a pick and a turnover.
That's right. He's exactly right. Tips and overthrows wind up as turnovers.
2nd and 9 to the 28. Saying.
There you go.
Scrambles. And he will just dump it out of play. A flag, throw. Jeremiah Smith looking at the official. And this will go against Texas.
Yeah, holding. I was about to say. Holding. I thought he got away with it.
Holding on the defense. Number 4. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So referee David Smith, SEC official. There's the hold right there as Smith was trying to break out as Sand left the pocket. A bit of a hold right there from Malik Muhammad. It was on 5. They announced 4, Jelani McDonald, but that was Malik Muhammad, number 5.
I thought he got away with it.
And that's the 6th time they've tried to throw it at Jeremiah Smith. They're forcing the ball his way, rightly so, but it's also now the 2nd penalty on this series. And the Buckeyes again with another first down, guys.
It's supposed to be going to 14 right now.
First and 10 of the 19.
14 points, man. Appreciate y'all tap that screen on TikTok for me. Tap that screen.
Official stop the play near side here.
Get the live out to somebody that's trying to find it.
28-yard line, not the 29. 28-yard line.
Does he mean the 18? 28 is 10 yards away.
It's the 18. Yes, it's the 18.
All right,
first day for everybody.
That's exactly right. That's right. Oh, man.
Steve Sarkisian saw him coming in, look clean as usual. His wife, L'Oreal, put him together like she did last year at Michigan. First down at the 18. Carnell Tate in motion. We haven't called his name yet. He lines up in the slot. He's a spectacular talent. Here's a handoff. Donaldson pushes the pile forward.
Push it. We got 6 yards
and
off
Ohio State churning, picking up yards. That's 7 the hard way.
And they really were excited about getting C.J. Donaldson in the transfer portal. Comes in from West Virginia, and he came in actually, got about 240 pounds. He walked in, and Mick Moriarty, their strength coach, said, yep, not for long. And now he's down to 225, a little bit slimmer and more explosive, but he still retained that power that he was known for. And you're seeing some of that power on these interior runs. Donaldson only Power 4 player with 11+ touchdowns in each of his last 2 seasons. That was for the Mountaineers, now here for the Buckeyes.
2,000 yards over 3 seasons and scored 30 rushing touchdowns. Again, a first down for
Let's
Donaldson.
get it. Let's get it.
C.J. Donaldson, big guy, power.
Let's go.
5-yard run.
You keep seeing this motion being put into play. So you got motion, and then you got the tight end. So Carnell Tate motions across. Now the tight end is coming across. They're trying to put more hats, more helmets, more players at the point of attack where they want the football to attack the defense. And then Donaldson, nice patient run, and then physical at the end, leaning forward for those extra few yards.
And out of the 12,
play of the drive coming up, which started at the 20-yard line for Ohio State. Here's a handoff. Peoples trying to find a seam, and they'll back him up after he crosses the line of scrimmage. Michael Taft there, gain of 2.
You know, I thought that last year's running backs for Ohio State, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, both second-round draft picks, I thought this was where, listen, they were really good in a lot of different areas, but where they excelled is here in the low red zone. Low red zone meaning inside the 10-yard line. Gus, they had a knack, you remember last year, of getting small and powerful and finding that goal line. We'll see if these new backs for the Buckeyes can do the same.
Second down and goal from the 4. And they go straight ahead again for Donaldson. Trying to use that big body, and he'll pick up a couple. Talk about those running backs. Travion Henderson drafted in the second round by New England. Quinson Judkins in the second round by the Browns. So he's over there with your quarterback, Stuart Sanders.
You start thinking ahead here. It's 3rd and goal. What's Ryan Day's decision here? He's looking at his call sheet on the sideline. Are they thinking about a 4th down play call? Will they go for it? Would they settle for a field goal? You got to wonder what's going on. It looks like they might want to try to call a timeout. They're going to get that done. They're going to call timeout here from the sideline.
Extra offensive lineman in the game for Ohio State. So here's a timeout. 9:41 to play, second quarter, no score. But the world-famous Buckeyes knocking on the door.
People said I didn't look like your average football.
That is crazy. See what I'm saying? Like, they keep trying to push Arch. Why they pushing Arch like this, bro? I think he I ain't gonna say overrated, but I just don't think he to the hype of how they trying to build him, bro. They really trying to push Arch. They trying their hardest to push Arch. Like, that's the crazy part. And Arch, he decent. I think he's decent. I think he's gonna be decent. I don't know, bro. He don't got that bona fide like wide receiver like how Ohio got. How they got Smith, where it's like we gotta make sure we got 2-3 guys on this guy at all times. Texas don't got that. Texas do not have that. You know, so it's definitely a low-scoring game, though. I wouldn't expect it to be this low, especially about to go into the half. It's pretty low to be going into the half. Here we go. Here we go.
Is it the defense? Both defenses have been the story in this game so far with all these weapons for both teams on offense?
No, I'm really not, and only because, last year these were 2 of the 3 best defenses in all of college football, and they returned a lot of talented players on every level of their defense, in particular on this Texas side. In a lot of cases, I was telling people before the year, I thought Texas could have the best defense in the country this year, and they've certainly made it difficult on Ohio State. A couple of penalties on Texas on this series. This SEC officiating crew throwing those flags, and they've helped out the Buckeyes on this series getting down here.
3rd down and goal after 2. Donaldson. Texas getting pressure. Looks like it was Cole Brevard getting inside the backfield.
This interior defensive line a couple of times, they have stood up, and they have done a great job. This was a decision made during that timeout. 2 plays that they were thinking, they want 7. They're going to go for it again on 4th down.
Got to, bro.
It's the second time they've done it. Last year, they converted several 4th downs. In fact, the most aggressive they had been his whole career, and here they go for it again.
4th down and goal at the 1.
Oh, wow. You're not getting in there. Not getting in there.
And they'll hand it off. Donaldson! Touchdown!
I was just playing, nigga!
C.J. Donaldson.
Stop playing. Let's go. I don't know why people thought Texas was going to beat these guys, bro. I don't know why.
They're going to follow this left side of the line. Right here, Luke Montgomery and Austin Severell.
Y'all really thought Texas
and this double team gets movement, and that movement is what allows Donaldson to just lean over that left side of the line and get into the end zone for a touchdown.
So Ohio State strikes first. Jayden fielding in for the extra point, and it's good.
And it's good.
Buckeyes going a 13-play drive, covering 80 yards. They eat up 8 minutes to take a 7-0 lead at home against the #1 team in the nation.
I don't know how. Like, how are they the #1 team? It's because of Archie, bro. It got to be because of Archie, bro. I'm telling you. There's no way Texas should be #1 team, to be honest. Just being 1,000. Just being all the way frank with you, they shouldn't be #1. Why go up the middle? Man, they took forever to get in the end zone. Took forever. They supposed to be a 14-0. They supposed to be a 14-0. That first drive they had, man, they was moving smooth. God dropped the first down. He had a first down. The ball came right facing, like right here. I don't know. I don't know. I guess because it's his first game, he was too excited. They just saved your parlay. What your parlay looking like? What you got? What your parlay looking like? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button on YouTube for me. We're trying to hit 5K subscribers. I appreciate y'all for coming through, showing love. They had Texas beating these guys. It's crazy. That is crazy. TikTok, what y'all got going over here, TikTok? Y'all quiet over here. What's going on?
Pacific Life Game Summary sponsored by Pacific Life. Building confident futures for nearly 160 years. Been a good one so far, dominated by defense. Buckeyes finally getting on the board. Nice offensive series, helped out by a couple of penalties on Texas.
That's not bad.
And they've got to feel good about how their young quarterback, Julian Saint, has played so far. Arch Manning only 3 of 5 for 13 yards. C.J. Baxter back on the field, finally healthy. 5 carries for 24. They've targeted Smith now 6 times. He's got 2 catches for 22 yards, and the Buckeyes with that.
Like I said, Arch Manning threw the ball 5 times. That's what I'm saying. Y'all want him to be the Heisman so bad to keep pressuring him. That is, man, we should have to throw the ball. Y'all had 3 drives. We should have threw the ball at least.
And this one will go out of the back of the end zone. Now, Fox College Football Saturday continues next as South Dakota takes on number 22 Iowa State, who beat Kansas State in their first game this season in Ireland. And later tonight, Utah battles UCLA at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, all on Fox. So for Texas, their first 3 drives, loss on downs, punt, and punt. Steve Sarkisian trying to find out
defense. Let's lock in
what his team needs to do to start moving the football against this Buckeye defense. First down and 10 of the 25. Empty backfield for Manning. He runs it. Gets outside, shows a burst, and picks up 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. It's almost unfair in a way, Joel, that in his first start, he has to go against not only a former head coach in the NFL, a defensive coordinator for Bill Belichick, who's won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I tell you, it's quite the cat and mouse game. And the good thing for Arch is that he's got a great play caller, a play designer, and Steve Sarkisian right there. He designs a formation that gets his quarterback some free running room along that right side.
2nd down and 1 at the 34. And Texas will pick up the first down. And that was Wisner. Let's go downstairs to Tom Rinaldi.
Gus a long wait during that Buckeye scoring drive, and you're not going to see any emotion or sense of panic at all from Arch Manning. Comes over, same routine each time. Sits and talks to his quarterback coach, A.J. Milwee, the backup, Matt Caldwell. Doesn't show a lot of emotion, studies the tablet, gets up and gets ready to go. Defensively, some real frustration from Travis Shaw, challenging his people on the front line defensively.
Quick strike, Manning, incomplete. Thank you, Tom. That one underthrown. DeAndre Moore Jr., the intended receiver.
You know, when Texas scuffles a little bit offensively and when they have a hard time getting going, you go back and Steve Sark has been this way ever since he was calling plays all the way back to Washington and USC. But when his offense needs a spark, generally he does it through formation or movement and trying to get a misdirection type of play going. I wonder if they'll try one of those type of plays here in the next few snaps.
We haven't mentioned Wingo's name. Here's the strike on the outside, and it's Ryan Wingo. Finally gets him into the act. McClain there to usher him out of bounds.
Great call, partner. He's got the elite speed on the outside, and that's something that Sark wants to attack with, is getting his playmakers the ball in space and an opportunity to work against that defense, and he's finally able to get the ball to Ryan Wingo.
Wingo changed his number from 5 to 1 this season. 3rd down and 3 at the 44. Can Texas continue to move the chains? Manning bounces out of the pocket. Burst of speed, looking for the first down. Oh, he's chopped down.
He don't get it.
By Styles right before he gets to the marker. Let's see if he got it.
Oh, they gave it to him.
And it's a first down.
I tell you what, he did a nice job keeping that ball in that right arm because it started coming away from his body. He's trying to get the sticks right there at the line to gain. And how about the hit right there from Lorenzo Styles, who comes in and kind of upends him. And they're able to get the line to gain. It's a first down.
Arvell Reese with pressure. First down at the 47 for Texas. Down 7-0. Play fake. Manning is going to uncork it. Throws it deep. Double coverage. Wingo, the target. McClain there, as well as Matthews for Ohio State.
This is really good coverage because you've got elite speed right here from Ryan Wingo, and they're able to get the safety to run with him. That's Malik, or excuse me.
He did turn his head. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, don't do that. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, man. Hold on, Chad. Let me get this right. Let's get this right.
Underneath the route, that's number 7 right there. Excellent coverage for the Bucks.
2nd down and 10 at the 47. 6:32 remaining in the 2nd quarter. And they'll hand it off. Baxter, not a lot, if any. Kenyatta Jackson jumping on top. No gain.
Boy, you see that red flash in the backfield, almost made the tackle in the backfield. That was number 2, Caleb Downs. You're starting to see Matt Patricia move number 2 around as he gets more comfortable calling plays defensively here for Ohio State. He said he could be creative with them because the knowledge of the game is elite for Caleb Downs, number 2. And Sark knows he's got to understand where Downs is at all times.
Texas 1 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. They need 10 here. Manning stepping up. And he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Niggas talking about Texas beating who?
Goon Squad.
Stop playing.
I'll tell you, this is a great little move right here. Watch Arvell Reese. He's going to turn his eyes out here as if he's going to drop in coverage, and then he goes on the stunt or the delay blitz right there from his linebacker position. That's a little nuance, Gus. I'm telling you, that's an NFL nuance right there from Matt Patricia, teaching his linebackers how to get the attention of the offensive line away from them.
Bo Meester ready to send it away. And this one will be down deep inside Ohio State territory at the 1, a 52-yard punt. Arvell Reese.
And the Ohio State defense.
That is tough. Hey, chat, at the half, I'm going to get out of here, chat. At the half, I'm going to get out of here. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button on YouTube. What time they play, bro? I can't find that game. You said 10? Oh. I think I can. It's at 11, man. Oh, you probably an hour behind me. That's why. Damn, they play at 11 o'clock game? I'm not staying up for that shit, bro. I'm gonna be up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'm gonna be up for that game, but like, am I gonna watch it? That's the question. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Alright, here we go, chat. We got great field position. Got great field position. Damn, offense ain't doing nothing. Damn, offense ain't doing nothing. Facts, game.
Years of the All-State Good Hands Nets program. Last year's CFP semifinal game down to 2 big plays. Travion Henderson, 75-yard touchdown at the end of the first half. And I tell you what, folks, Jack Sawyer's 83-yard fumble return for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. That was like watching a movie.
It was, and he's here today. Jack Sawyer watching his Buckeyes. You're exactly right, Gus. That's a great call. It was like a movie. You know what I love? I was talking with JT Tuimoloau, his defensive end mate on the other side. You know what Jack asked at the end of the play?
What?
JT, did I look fast?
Yes, you did, Jack. First down and 10, and Ohio State running it. Let's go downstairs and check in with JT.
Well, speaking of those two, when Ohio State's D-line came off the field, it wasn't D-line coach Larry Johnson to address the group first. He actually allowed Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau to have the first word. JT telling the guys they can't handle us. We need to slow them down. No let up here. As Joel mentioned, JT's been pacing. He said, it is so hard for me to not be a part of this game, but I'm doing my best to coach these guys up.
All right, Jenny, I ran into a basketball coach last night, a high school basketball coach. He said his team played against Jack Sawyer, and Sawyer had 33 and 15 boards. He can really play the game of basketball as well. Athlete, 2nd down and 7 at the 5. And that'll be a 4-yard pickup for Peoples.
Well, this becomes a really big down right here, because for Texas, if you can get off the field and you can get a stop here, you're going to get the ball around the 50-yard line. You know, maybe plus of the 50, maybe just in your side of the field. But a defensive stop here would go a long way in creating momentum for the offense on the next series. Pete Kwiatkowski knows that, the defensive coordinator. I would expect him to really load up, maybe put some pressure on Julian Sayin here, and certainly play an aggressive style of defense trying to force this punt.
3rd down and 3 at the 9. Peoples, the lone setback. Play fake. Sayin in the end zone. Throws it. Caught on the sideline. That's Carnell Tate. And a 1st down. Tough throw for Sayin, but he got it there.
That was a great throw, but I think the catch was better because the coverage was all over Carnell Tate. And this is a guy we've loved for a long time, and he needs to have a big year and a big game. And right here, he comes back to the football and keeps working back to his quarterback. And he goes up and he attacks the football, gets that foot in bounds for a 1st down. That's a big play. The tight ends actually hit each other. Sayin looks out there for an easy short completion. Nobody there. And watch Ryan Day looking at Carnell Tate. He says, yep, it's down. 1st down.
1st down and 10 of the 18 now for the Bucks with some breathing room. Here's a handoff. Peoples trying to get outside. Nothing. Tell you what, remember we've been working together for, this is our 11th year.
Yeah.
And I've been doing Texas football for 15 years. Remember when they used to win games 52-50?
Yes, I do. Back those Big 12 years, man, we would do like the Red River shootout, and it was a shootout.
Shootout.
I still call it shootout. Okay, you can call it rivalry. I call it shootout. Whatever. Defense was optional back in the Big 12. Now, these are elite defenses that we're seeing play.
Chicago, yes, they are. Texas under Coach Sarkisian, 2nd and 10 at the 18. Here comes a blitz. Sayin stands in the pocket, dumps it down, incomplete. His tight end was not ready for that one, Max Clare.
Some miscommunication there. Clare looked like he was out there trying to throw a block, and Sayin had that pressure in his face and had to get rid of the football. And now another big 3rd down here. We'll see if Texas can get off the field. They could establish some good field position. Maybe not quite as good as I was talking about earlier, but still good getting into this 2-minute timeout.
Sayin's done a really nice job of managing the game so far.
Yeah, that's one of the things Will Howard, their quarterback last year, told me about Sayin is he felt like from a decision-making perspective, he was going to be just fine. He's very careful with the football and knows where to go with it.
3rd down and 10 of the 18. Julian Sayin with time underneath, caught, not enough for 1st down. Jeremiah Smith with the reception, a gain of 5.